Welcome to another episode of the Glory Reds Podcast FC. Don't forget to subscribe to this podcast on all your favorite streaming platforms. And yeah, with that being said, let's get into it. To join in the studio with my boy Benito. What's good, my guy?
What's good, D? What's good, Pastor D?
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. You know, going into this weekend is the big match, man. It's the big
Ace.
match that we've been anticipating for. You know, a lot of people say that Copenhagen is a more important match than the City Derby, which I do agree with, but you know, that moment has passed. And now
There's
now
no
it's
such
Derby
thing.
day, fam. Now
There's no such thing.
yeah.
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 Every game is important at United. Every game.
Yeah.
Yes, that
Every game is
Copenhagen one, we needed the 3 points, but we needed to win. And so is this one.
Yeah.
You know, we need
Yeah.
to beat Man City.
Yeah.
But this is where we're going to discuss whether that is possible or not.
Yeah.
Because,
Nah, true, because
yeah.
yeah.
No, because I was thinking.
Yeah, I want to say my bad. Go ahead, fam.
No, because I kept thinking of like the combined starting 11. And for some reason, I was
Yeah.
failing to see a United player in that starting 11. Can you believe it? And
Yeah.
that worried me. That
Mm.
really, really worried me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to discuss it. What did you want to say?
Yeah, man. I want to say like this game, like I think because City have pulled so far away from us in the recent years,
Mm.
this game is more than just the 3 points. This game, we're playing it for pride. You know, we're
Right.
playing it for pride other than anything else. The 3 points will be sweet, but I think we'll be bragging more about, you know, Manchester is red. You know,
Yes.
that's what this game is about. It's
Mm.
not about the 3 points, it's about who owns the city.
Mm.
And so anything can happen in this game. We've seen in the past United going into this fixture, odds are against us, and we just come and pull off a banger. You know what I mean?
Mm.
And this banger doesn't even come from we played better than them, we had more ball possession, whatever.
Snatch and
It
grab.
was just one of those games that we just had to win regardless of how we're playing. And if you look at recent history between
Mm.
us and City, I honestly can't remember a game, probably even way back until Sir Alex Ferguson, that
Mm.
we've actually gone into a City match and like properly dominated them and won. It's either they have dominated us and we've won, or it's been a 50-50 and we've won, or they've just absolutely like given us a belter. Like we haven't like smashed City so convincingly that you know there's no question about it. I think maybe there was a time we probably beat them 3-1. You know, that's sort of coming to mind,
Mhm.
but we haven't really like stood our authority. We haven't really like beaten City like, yeah, shut up, move
We
aside. You know, it's
actually.
always been that
Uh-huh.
last minute theatrical win where it's like, oh, like we won a cup final or something like that. So as much as I want us to go into this match and believe that we're gonna get that type of a victory, we're just not. You know, we're not gonna get like an out and out thorough victory that we just go there and outplay them completely. It's gonna be one of those, you know, Copenhagen victories. It's gonna be one of those Brentford victories, unfortunately, where we just have to pull a rabbit out the hat. What do you think?
Um. Actually, the game. When you were mentioning the games that we haven't beat Man City convincingly, there's actually one game that comes
Yeah.
to mind for me, and that's the one just before COVID, where
Okay.
Bruno, Martial, the combination, that free kick, and Martial scored that volley. And I think the
Okay.
winner what came from Scotty, that last banger. I
Yeah.
think. I'm not sure if those were the same game, but that game, we convincingly beat them. But then again, it's one game in a lot of games that we have played against Manchester City in recent years that we have dominated. But again, um, it doesn't count for anything. You know what I mean? It doesn't really count for anything. But just to actually just make a point on, you didn't remember. I just wanted to
Yeah.
remind you of that game. Uh, that
I
time
feel you.
when City were about to win the league and we put an end to that. correct me if I'm wrong,
Yeah.
that it was a game of two halves. They dominated the first half, and then the second half, we absolutely ran away with it. So it was like a
Yeah.
50-50.
Yeah.
Remember the Pogba masterclass comeback and Chris Smalling when they were
Oh yeah.
supposed to win the league.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Now that one was
Yes. Yes.
half and half. First half, City absolutely ran away with it. We're just sitting there thinking, nah.
Yeah.
Then second half, everything just changed and we won. Um,
True.
that's the
Yeah.
beauty of the Manchester Derby. You just don't know who's going to take it.
Yeah.
And
True.
this game in particular, I know that Man City are the favorites, but this game in
Yeah.
particular, when you take everything into consideration, or everything that is going on currently, the form and the whatever, in the most
Yeah.
strangest way, I think that Man City are wounded. Now, obviously, you need to watch Man City in order for you to come up with this kind of statement. You need to be watching and seeing that game. And of recent, even if they
Yeah.
even like young boys, they beat young boys. That cool, but they
Yeah.
have not been Man City. You understand? Which is not a
Yeah.
problem because Man
Yeah.
City have always been like that. They start off the slowest, and then once they pick up,
Yeah.
it's a wrap. But right now,
Yeah.
right
Yeah.
now, Man City are not.
Yeah.
I'm not scared of them, which is why I'm also kind of like
Yeah.
going into this game a little bit confident. The problem
Okay.
is our team. We don't have that. Like we don't have our shit together at the moment. But
Yeah.
because it's a derby, derbies bring out a different kind of atmosphere, a different kind of energy. A player can be off form,
True.
but because it's a derby, he will just play. He will just use his heart. He will ride the wave of the
Yeah.
crowd and all that stuff. So that game, like
Yeah.
honestly,
Yeah.
I just see it in terms of everything that is going on. It is balanced. However,
Yeah.
Man City are still the favorites because, like I said, I
Yeah.
tried to put a combined 11 and I was
Yeah.
failed to put a Manchester United player in current form. I'm talking about everything injury prone, what coming in and
Yeah.
out of the team. I just couldn't put a
Yeah.
United player. I tried to put Bruno in there, but then Bruno
Yeah.
has been in and out of his position. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah.
like it's very difficult.
Yeah.
Like, Bruno has been very consistent and dominant in his position, which is not true. So it was difficult to pinpoint
Yeah.
it, put him there. So that for me was like a
Yeah.
worry. However, I'm just like, hey man, it's Derby Day. Derby Days is
Yeah.
a day. I won't be touched if we
Anything
lose.
goes.
Anything goes. Like
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
you're a seasoned United
Yeah. Yeah.
fan, you know that these games can go
Yeah.
either way. Just like the Classico,
Yeah. Exactly.
just like the Classico.
Yes.
And it can happen either
Yeah.
away or home. We have beaten Man City at
Yeah.
home. They have beaten us at home. We have lost
Yeah.
at home. Like, you know what I mean? So yeah, no, this one
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
going to
Yeah.
be another one. And also, when you take into consideration the fact that United, in the most also bizarre, strange circumstances, we are sort of picking up. Like we have been
Yeah.
okay in terms of numbers, the winning and the whatever. But that doesn't say that no, we are going to go and win this game. No, it's just that going into this
Yeah.
game, in terms of everything, United and Man City, this one anyone can take it, literally.
Yeah. True. Yeah. No.
Mm,
100%. I agree with you, man. Form goes out the window, and anything can happen on these games. But
mm.
here's something I want to say, right? Because,
Yeah,
and this is what I say about a lot of these type of fixtures. Like previously, there was a reason to believe that it could go either way because yes, City are wounded and they're missing De Bruyne, but that has never really been an issue for City when they're missing like a key player. They've always managed to sort of stay consistent and keep their head above the water. Now, in those
yeah,
previous games that we spoke about, United had a decent side to actually go out there and compete. Like not all the players were completely off form, and we didn't really go into those fixtures completely coming off a bad streak of bad performances and not scoring goals, etc. We always came to that fixture
yeah,
with some glimmer of expectation, some glimmer of hope to say, okay, this and
mm,
this could happen. Whereas this
Mm.
fixture, this is probably the first fixture in a very long time that we're gonna go into this match with a lot of injuries, a lot of key players not being featured, a lot of key players not on form, our front three just not firing. We're failing to get past teams that, are below us, and no disrespect to them, but like Copenhagen, Sheffield, Brighton, we've been struggling to get results from these games. And yes, I do agree that it is a derby. Anything can happen. Form goes out the window.
Mm.
But it just seems that, it's almost like a fairy tale, assumption, or a fairy tale like belief that, we want to take this whole thing of derby day, anything can happen, and sort of like equate that to like it will
Yeah.
just um all these bad performances and shit playing and all these guys not being on form, like that thing will just correct itself on that day, just for that day. And it just seems just very unlikely, because it's like, nah, you know what I mean? Like, because think about it, and I don't want to like really like make it a big deal about it, but that Copenhagen game, right? It was the first home game since our legend passed.
Mm.
You know, in that game, you expected more fire. You know what I mean? More. And you expected more. You know what I mean? That's the game that you actually expected Man United form to just appear itself out of thin air. You know what I mean? That's the match where you expected Rashford to be like, yeah, I've had poor performances, but this game is the one to score the hat trick or whatever. You get what I mean?
Mm.
And despite all of that, we still struggled to get a win, to get 3 points. You mentioned it in your previous podcast where you're like, the fans didn't allow United to be complacent. When they tried to waste time, they were at them. No,
Mm.
pass the ball. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Mm.
Onana, don't waste time. Do you get
Mm.
what I'm saying? It took all of our efforts just to produce a result against Copenhagen. You hear what I'm saying, Ben?
I do. I
Now we're
do.
gonna go into this derby match, which
Uh,
yes is important, but it's not as motivational or driven or aspiring as the Copenhagen match. Because those other matches that you talked where we summoned, godly football, godly whatever essence to
Horses.
carry us
Mm.
through, is because we had big motivation for us to do it. That
Yeah.
other one that you spoke about, Pogba and Smalling, we had to, because if we didn't, City were going to win the league at our. Do you understand what I mean? That
Bruh.
one was like, there's no way. That one we had to give our all. Going into this City match, right? Whether we win or lose doesn't really mean much, because we're still early in the season. When you look at the table, yes, we're eighth, but like I think only 5 points off like fourth place. You understand what I mean? Like, us losing this match is not the end of the world. And that's why a lot of people are saying the Copenhagen match was more important, because if we lost, we're out of Champions League. If we lose to City, it doesn't mean we're not going to make top four, right? There's still a
It's
lot of the
difficult
season
though.
left. It's going to be difficult, but it doesn't write us off completely. The Copenhagen match, if we lost it, that was it. There was no way back. Facts. You understand? This City, us losing to City, is not gonna make a huge difference to our season. You
Yeah.
understand? It's not going to stop us from still having a chance to make top four. And because we don't have anything that's giving, because there's no like external like factor or emotional motivation or whatever, tribute or whatever, because there's no external like energy or whatever that needs to be like bestowed upon us to make sure we
Mm.
get that win. You know, that's what's making me worried.
Mm.
That's what's making me, because they're gonna go into this match. It's like it's not that important. It doesn't really matter if we win or lose, because it's not gonna ultimately change anything for the course of our season.
Mm. It
So
will.
it's not gonna be that bad. You understand? Yes,
Mm.
it's a derby. So on that front, I get that.
Mm.
But I just don't think United are gonna come together like they came together for that Copenhagen match, like they came together for that Sheffield. Was it Sheffield or Brentford? Brentford, the Brentford match where Scotty came and score the 2 goals. I don't think they're gonna have it in them. And the
Uh,
last
hey.
competitive game that we played was against Bayern, right? Was against Bayern, and at least Bayern, though we had better form in the Bayern fixture than any of the other games that came after that, you know. So we're coming into a fixture where we have a left back who's not fit to play 90 minutes, so we have to adjust. You know, we have centre backs that are also still not fit to play 90 minutes. Harry Maguire is playing well, we get that, but those are against lesser teams. Those are the games where Maguire has always had good stats. He's always had good stats against those type of teams that sit back, and is given time on the ball. Against City, yes, City are wounded, but Maguire is not going to get time on the ball against City. You understand? He had time on the ball against Copenhagen. He had time on the ball against Sheffield, against Brentford. That allowed him to be the Maguire that we know him to be because he shines in those moments when he's allowed time on the ball. Against City, he won't. You know, in the midfield, we know how Amrabat is, right?
Mm,
Very aggressive, whatever, whatever. City players are gonna push for him to get cards. I'm pretty sure that's gonna be part of the game plan. That Amrabat is a bit, feisty in that midfield.
mm,
So he can easily, you know, win City free kicks in areas that we don't need free kicks won in because of
mm,
that pressure. You understand?
mm,
Onana, we have seen him in games where he's under heavy pressure. The couple of games he hasn't really been under that much pressure,
mm,
because the team hasn't really been, our opposition haven't really been going at him. And then just to add even what scores more salt to that wound, our front three are not even firing. So it's really going to be a situation of we're going to concede, but do we have enough firepower? Do we have enough form to go and get a goal back? You understand? Do we have enough in the midfield to gain some sort of control to go and create chances? With Rashford off form and not putting balls in the box, same thing with Anthony. So I just feel there's not enough in this match for United to go there and be like, we absolutely have to win it. You know what I mean? Well, we have to go into this fixture and we have to win it. There's nothing that is out there that is driving the United to say we need to. You see, maybe if we lost to Copenhagen, maybe it would have been different to say, nah, we've been losing off the cuff. We have to go and win. But because they recently got a win, I think this game is not going to be met with the same enthusiasm, to go there and make sure that that victory is sealed.
HD. Nah, man, Pastor D. I don't want to hear stuff like that, man. I don't want to hear
I hear you.
that these players are not going to bring their A game against City. Nah, I'm not having that. I am not fucking having that. You know, what you talked
Yeah,
about actually dives into a conversation that we used to talk about back in the days about
yeah,
what should Manchester United challenge for based on the current circumstances? Like with the squad that we have. You remember
yeah,
we had this debate. It actually went for a very, very long time.
yes,
We were like, what should
yeah,
Manchester
yeah. I
United
remember.
challenge for? And I was like, man, every
Yeah,
competition they're in, they have to give it all. And you
yeah,
challenged me saying that,
yeah,
but we need to focus because then no, 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 no. So now when I was listening to what you were saying, you're like saying, okay, the Copenhagen game we needed to win. That's a fact. It's true. Yes.
yeah,
The Man City game is like, these guys will be like, nah, the Champions League game was more. Fucking United is not going to go far in the Champions League. They are not. I
yeah,
don't believe.
yeah,
I used to have hope, but they've put that hope down. They
yeah,
have to produce miracles for me to believe that they are going to go last
yeah,
16, quarterfinals, semifinals. But at this stage,
yeah,
if you want to say which game is more important than the other, I'm sorry, the Man City game is more important because in the
yeah,
Premier League, have you ever noticed that we play a game that we probably should have won
mm,
or drawn, and we've lost that game. And then we always say, listen,
yeah,
man, we're going to remember this fucking game. We're going to remember this game when we
yeah,
get to the top there. We keep thinking that the season
yes,
is it just started. Bruh, We need to get that shit out of our head. That's the thing that's making us complacent, thinking that the season just begun and
True.
that we will get there. Nah, 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 nah. I have
Yeah.
always been a believer of, if you are going to not win the game, rather draw.
Yeah.
Get a point. Get a
Yeah.
fucking point.
Yeah.
Not lose all three.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not lose all
Yeah.
three. And so far, we
Yeah.
haven't drawn any game. We are losing. So now this Man City
Yeah.
game, it's either we win or we lose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're like, nah, man. Like, if that's their mentality, I am going to tear them a new one in the next, like the
Yeah.
match reaction. If they come and perform bullshit, because I'm telling you, D, we're gonna look
Yeah.
back and start saying, hey, if we at least gotten a draw against City, because they were not that strong. We'll
True.
always say that. We
True.
could have gone at Man City. We've had those games. For example, Newcastle. Remember Newcastle? We beat them in
Yeah.
the Carabao, but when we went to
Yeah.
the Newcastle Stadium, they beat us 2-0. Yes, we were tired.
Yeah.
Right? You could look at the players; they were knackered. And if we had challenged them, if
Yeah.
we had gone in pressing and doing everything, that game would have turned out differently. But we just sat there, and
Yeah.
then we kept asking ourselves, you know what? If United had just tried, had just done this, had just done this, we could have drawn that game.
Yeah.
We could have, we could have done this. We
Yeah.
could have done this. It's too
Yeah.
late. And this Man City game, if we're
Yeah.
going into that with that same mentality, bro, we're gonna keep on. The next game is also gonna be the same against Brighton. Yeah, it's still in the
Yep.
beginning. We are still in the range, in top four. We only have a couple of points. Those points are gonna keep on stretching because we're losing. We're not gaining any
Yeah.
points. Either you draw
Yeah. Yeah.
or you
Yeah.
win. I mean, either you win or you draw.
Yeah.
Losing, you don't get anything.
Draw.
So for me,
Yeah.
I will not accept that, bro. I will not accept that. For United, every game is an important game because you look at the way we started this season, it is bad. These fans, we need
Yeah.
excitement. We need something to hold on to. We can't be losing all over the place and accepting it, saying that now we're still challenging on all fronts. Nah, if we're challenging on all fronts,
Yeah.
let's be consistent. Yes, we are not playing well. We understand that. But that shouldn't play in their minds that nah, we are still far. We will get there. That we will get there. Have you noticed that the other teams are stronger than us? It's not like last season.
Yeah.
Last season,
Yeah.
all game. Last season, we were able to, scrap and make it there. But right now,
Yeah.
right here, right now, bro, it is not looking good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So we
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
regardless of now. Okay, now this brings up this topic. Now, D, what do we challenge for?
Mm.
Because even the manager himself, he's the guy who's like, every game is important. What do we do? Do we slack off in one?
Yeah.
We like, where are we based on our current state? You know what I mean? These are so many questions, but
Yeah.
we should just be contesting on all fronts. And if we're playing Man City, the Derby gods are there. We are not taking any bullshit. We want people to play. We want to see passion. We want to see tackles. We want to see
Yeah.
that rivalry. You know what I mean? They are our noisy neighbors. We need that. They they should not dare lose that game without giving up a fight.
Yeah.
They should not, because then
Yeah.
we will not accept. I will not accept, and I'm sure
Yeah.
the fans are not going to accept. Bruh, I
Yeah.
can't stop commending the fans for what they did against Copenhagen. They were controlling, dictating the energy in the stadium. You try to misbehave, boo! Hey! Fucking, let's go forward. Let's go forward. Stop taking the
Yeah.
ball back. I loved it. I need some more of that in the derby. I need some of
But
that.
Ben, I get that. But what I'm trying to say is,
Mm,
and I'm not trying to say that we shouldn't compete in the Premier League.
mm.
All right. My point is, it took so much for us to give the boys motivation to win that game. And that was fucking Copenhagen. No disrespect to them. Do you get what I mean, Ben?
No
That was
disrespect, but
fucking
disrespect. I feel
Copenhagen.
you. Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying, fam? What more when you go and play City? Yes, City are wounded, but City go play Copenhagen.
They'll
They
trap
don't
them.
need motivation to beat them.
They'll
Do you
trap
understand what
them.
I'm saying? They
Mm,
don't need a rally cry. They
mm.
don't need a City legend to pass for them to get motivation. Why did we need all these things to come together for us to score a goal
Bruh.
against Copenhagen? Why?
Bruh.
Why, Ben? Why was it in the press conference? It's like we needed this like stream of contribution of like everyone needs to come together to make this thing happen for us to win.
And
You
we've got
know?
players to
Because
score.
if do you understand what I mean, Ben? If United are the team that we think they are,
Mm,
we didn't need to go those lengths. You understand?
yeah.
This thing just needed to be just another day in the park, another walk in the park for us.
Mm.
But it turned into this whole thing. You get what I mean? Players celebrating, pictures of Maguire's hand around Onana, redemption. It was fucking Copenhagen. Come on. Do you understand what I'm saying? I
D,
get, yes, you
no,
had
D,
to
you
win
need to
for the
stop that.
tribute,
D, you
but
need
it
to
was
stop that. Nah,
Copenhagen.
nah, nah.
You
It was
understand, Ben?
Copenhagen, yes. But then the current United team is Copenhagen
But
level.
that's what I'm but that's what I'm saying, Ben. So with that being said, why are we going into this
Uh,
fixture? And listen, I'm not rooting for United to lose. I'm just taking this game with open eyes. Do you get what I'm saying? Yes,
and a
City
pinch
are
of
wounded,
salt.
but there's
I feel
no
you.
way. And a pinch of salt, there's no way. Why are we going into this match saying that again? Let's come together.
Ish,
The
that's
fans should
annoying.
be like what they were against Copenhagen. Do you understand what I mean? Why? Because now this is going to become a trend. It's going to become a trend that every
Yeah,
single match
yeah.
we need to be shouting at the boys, and we can't do that. You get what I'm saying?
Forever.
We
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
do that forever. So going into the City match, it's not going to be Copenhagen. You know what I mean? We can get all
Mm,
the rally and cry and support and whatever. City are City. You understand what I mean? Yes, it's a derby, but that's not going to change the fact that right now they're currently stronger than us. Even on a bad day, they're probably still going to have more ball possession, more shots at goal. You know what I mean? More
yeah,
passes.
yeah,
You get what I'm trying to say?
yeah.
Our best performance against Copenhagen only saw us with like minor stats difference. We had 2% more ball possession. They still had more passes than us. Our accuracy was just 3% better. Do you get what I'm trying to say? And you're saying and that was our best performance? You get what I mean? With the crowd behind us and we're playing Copenhagen? And that was the best we could do? And then you want me to take that confidence? You want me to take what we did against Copenhagen, bring it to this City match, and be like, yeah, yeah, we must win. I know. Derby, we're going. No, I'm gonna be like, we're gonna get there, and dude, we need all the gods. We need just God Himself, football gods, Zeus, Odin. You know what I mean? Everybody, all the
Alles,
gods from all the
Hercules,
mythologies,
everybody.
Mohammed. You know what I mean?
Poseidon.
Everybody. Beside everybody, Ben, all the gods, all the deities, everybody to come and like shower us with like winning like we need to have angels, like two on every player's shoulders. You understand what I mean, fam? Like it needs a heavenly intervention for us to go into that match and actually pull it off. You know, because the way I see it is you just pull a Mourinho. You just
Uh-huh.
fight hard in the first 10 minutes for a goal and you just park the bus. You just sleep there, fam. You put the handbrake up, you drop anchor, and you're like, we've got our goal. We are going to what defend. You can play now half the whole game. We don't care. We're getting the 3 points, whether you like it or not. You understand?
Yeah,
Almost like
yeah.
what Brentford did to us. They scored the goal and they parked it. They're like, we're parking. We're done. We've done our job. You know what I mean?
Man,
We'll just hit you on the counter when you're sleeping. That
people,
that was the game plan.
D, people always talk about this parking the bus and they always shame on it. They always make it look like it's a bad thing, but it's a tactic.
Dude,
And
it's a
sometimes the way
tactic.
I miss Mourinho, you can't believe that guy was a master at defending.
If you
Ah,
wanted 3 points, if you wanted 3 points, you're playing.
forget,
You are playing. You will get the three
forget.
points.
Uh, uh,
There's this one match I remember. That's the day I respected Mourinho. It was a Champions League match, Chelsea against Barcelona. That was the first time I saw Didier Drogba playing right back. Fam, the way he parked the bus. And I don't even like Barcelona, but I felt sorry for them.
And man,
Mourinho's like, you are lying. You are lying. He told Drogba, calm, you are defending today.
and
You
he
are
did a good job
defending
that game, bro.
today. Fam,
He was
beat
on it.
Barcelona, went through. You
He was
understand what I
on it.
mean?
Man,
You understand? He
Mourinho
was
had
on it
he
sometime.
had a knack of turning players into beasts just for a short period.
Dude, just for a short period. And
Mm,
this is, and like to your point,
mm,
right?
mm.
This is, every match is important. These 3 points are important,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Unfortunately, you have to do you just have to suck it up and be like, we need these 3 points. You understand what
yeah.
I mean? If it means us scoring like 1 or 2 early goals and we park it, that's what we do. You know, no one complains.
One
No
touch.
one is, hey, go up. No. Get the 3 points, we keep it moving. You know,
I like that.
because this whole thing of, no, let's go on the attack, we're united, then 6.
They
Then what are
start
you going to say?
exactly. They
Huh?
start
Are you gonna end the
trapping.
match? You know what I mean? Because us football fans, we're so controversial. We're so hypocritical about what we say. We'll be like, no, we want to see exciting football. We want to see our players go out there and do the thing. 6. After the game, we'll be like, why were they attacking? Why were they not defending? They saw that we considered 3 goals. Why didn't Ten Hag put in more defensive players? Dude, you wanted exciting football.
Yeah,
You wanted everybody to be charging down the lines.
deal
Now
with
you
it.
saw it was not working in our favor. Now you're changing your mind.
Deal
You
with
know
it.
what I mean, fam?
Deal
Deal
with
with
it.
it. That's
Yeah,
what you wanted.
yeah,
You wanted United to be open. You wanted an open, exciting game. Now when you get beat 6, you want to start crying. Hey, this is United. Hey. That's what you wanted. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man. This game is going to be, a very interesting game. But anyway, moving on,
yeah, man.
right? Who you mentioned that City are wounded,
Yeah.
right? Uh, so who are the players right now that you think we need to look out for? Like, who are the danger players? Because obviously, by you saying they're wounded, they're not scoring goals, they're not dominating. We know Harden has gone in a little bit of a goal drought. He
Mm,
recently just scored in the Champions League, but he hasn't really been firing.
mm.
Obviously, they're missing Kevin De
Growing up.
Bruyne, who's injured.
Mm.
Akanji got a red card in the previous game week, so he's not going to be present for this match. And he's a key player. So yeah, man, speak more on us about this whole wounded thing. Like,
Wait, Akanji is injured. He played. He scored his
Akanji
first.
got a red card.
Oh yeah,
He got a red card.
red card.
Yeah, so he won't be present. He won't be present for this match. So, like, who are the danger people? Like, who are the players that we need to look out for? Because, in my opinion, almost every player is a danger player.
I was going to
They
say the
have
exact same thing.
Silva, they have Alvarez, they've got Haaland just to open up space for Alvarez. We've got Grealish.
They've got
Who else
Doku.
is there? We've got Rodri. They've got this new boy Goku as well. You
They've
understand
got
what I mean? They've got
Mateus
Walker, who's
Nunes.
yeah, Mateus Nunes,
Yeah,
Walker, who's he just always plays well against us. The list goes on. You understand what I mean?
yeah.
Like, and they play very well. They obviously they're gonna have the lion's share of possession in our own backyard. So yeah, man, who do you think, like, how do we nullify this team? You know,
Bro.
who do we say that if we can stop these 1 or 2 players,
Yeah.
we actually have a chance of getting something?
Okay. Rodri, Foden,
Okay. All
Bernardo,
right. So you mentioned Rodri. Who else apart from Rodri do you think is going to be posing a threat?
Foden.
Okay.
This new boy Doku is going to cause problems because nobody
All
knows him
right.
at United. And I'm so scared for Dalot. I'm really scared for Dalot. He's going to
Yeah.
twist that boy's spine. But him,
Yeah.
Alvarez and Haaland, those are the most.
Yeah.
For me, we need to pay attention to Alvarez. Alvarez is the
Yeah.
sneaky one because naturally we're just going to follow Haaland because Haaland is Haaland. He's towering,
Yeah.
he's big. So we're always going to be paying attention to Haaland. Alvarez is the sneaky one.
Yes.
He's the one that cruises
Yeah.
through in between the lines and he's very good at it. So if we're not paying attention to
Yeah.
those runs, Maguire, if you're slow and turning, like you take I'd like you turn until like you take 5 hours to turn. He's gonna be beaten so badly. So it's the whole team. But if we can nullify their midfield, Rodri needs to be closed down. He needs to be occupied at all time because he dictates everything for you
Yeah.
for City. He
Yeah.
dictates the tempo and how
Yeah.
they move, like literally the tempo. So if we can close
Yeah.
Rodri down completely, then we are forcing the other guys to do more work because now he's got nowhere else to be helping and supporting players to go there and help collect the second balls. So we just need to close Rodri. But then Rodri is not the only
Yeah.
guy, because we've got a defense
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
shaky and their front line
Yeah.
is just fireworks. You know what I mean? So all their
Yeah.
front
Yeah.
players,
Yeah.
whoever they bring in, whether it's Grealish, whether it's Foden, whether it is Haaland, Alvarez, Doku, who's the other guy?
Yeah.
Um, who's the other guy? Who's the other guy? Bernardo Silva sometimes plays in that front three.
Bernardo
They,
Silva. Yeah.
yeah, they have like a plethora of combinations that they can go, and they are very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
You saw the way they outplayed
Yeah.
Real Madrid in the second leg of the Champions League. Bruh, if we were to meet that
Yeah.
Man City, I am scared.
Mm.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
obviously,
Yeah.
because Kevin De Bruyne is
Yeah.
not there, so that outlet, their positive outlet, is not there. They need
Mm.
to find ways to
Mm.
create for Haaland. Haaland, we just need to put somebody to occupy him. Always biting at his feet, always there causing trouble because he's going to pose problems for our defenders. And I would expect the same
Yeah.
with Hoyland because I'm
Mm.
actually, bro, I'm excited about this because Hoyland is the perfect
Mm.
striker to cause problems for
For this game.
Diaz,
Yep.
Akanji, Oake, and
Yep.
Walker. Like those guys there. He's going to give them a headache.
Mm-hmm.
It's the it's the other people that I'm worried about. Rashford, Anthony. Are they going to
Mm.
step up?
Mm.
Are they also going to help be combative in the up front there?
Yeah.
Really take the challenge to those guys. Because one thing I've noticed about
Yeah.
City, because they are playing such amazing football, they have this aura around them. So it's like when they're on the pitch against another team, it's almost like, like when Jesus comes and he has got that halo and that light around him.
Yeah.
Man City sort of have that. And then teams are just like chill, like, oh, okay. No, you guys, you are the
Mm. Mm.
champions. You guys are the best. We don't want to injure you. We don't want to
Yeah.
challenge you. So do what you want to do.
Mm.
Bruh,
Yeah.
we need to go at them. All the games we
Mm.
have gone at Man City, like when you challenge them, when they come after us, we come after them like that. We weaken them. They
Yes.
become
Yeah.
tired. It becomes like a
Yes.
survival mode kind of thing. It's like all the
Yeah.
nice
Yeah.
possessional football that they've been thinking goes out the window. It's like, fuck, these guys have changed
Exactly.
the game. This is now end to end. We just need to adapt. So the moment you remove them out of their rhythm
Yeah.
is perfect. And removing them out of their
Yeah.
rhythm is by being like them. When they're on the ball,
Yeah.
men on the ball. When they get like, and we are quick also, trying to keep that possession from them. And when they do have it, we try to get it back as quickly as possible. We don't let them chill with it. Because
Yeah.
once they do, forget, you know?
Yeah.
So man, it's the entire team. It's literally the entire
Yeah.
team. And Eric Ten
Mm.
Hag is really going to get this one. He needs to get this one right. Like for example, when I was looking at the starting lineup, I don't want to see Regulon in this game.
Yeah.
I'll say for why. Because apart from his attacking output, his defensive duties are very poor. And against Man City, we cannot afford bullshit. So I would stick with Lindelof at left back. Just like how we like Wan Bissaka being our defender first, than going forward. I don't think we need to be bombing. Like, yeah, every once in a while, like you can make those runs. But in this one, I think our players need to be very disciplined in their positioning. Not 100% fit to be in that game 100%. And then let him
Yeah.
play some time. Then he's going to get tired and then we're going to try and find the solution. What if he leaks goals when he's still on there? So with Lindelof,
Yeah.
what I'm saying is with Lindelof, based on him just being a defender, because we are using him as as a utility player, right? Like we don't have
Yeah,
a current left back that is strong and fit enough. I actually trust Lindelof
yeah,
more than Regulon, and Lindelof is fit. So in the sense
yeah,
of not taking everything, I don't know how to say, not saying, I don't want to say take everything into for granted, but if
yeah,
Regulon is not 100% fit, why start him? Why start him against
yeah,
100% fit Haaland, Alvarez, Doku, Grealish, when Lindelof can be 100% fit and do the most basic job of defending? And then if Lindelof sort of phases out, now we can bring Regulon in to add energy, because now it's towards the end of the game. We are now just bombing, like we're now trying things different. But in the beginning of the game, we need to make sure that those guys don't score. Because once they do, it's a wrap, because we know we can't score back. And then they're going to keep on coming and keep on
yeah,
coming. So my idea in bringing
yeah,
Lindelof in is just to, well, I guess prolong the the
yeah,
inevitability of the
yeah,
of the score. But yeah,
yeah.
anyway, carry on. Sorry, I just wanted to clarify that I
No
picked
worries, no
Lindelof
worries.
over
Yeah,
Regulon because Regulon looks, he doesn't look fit. He doesn't look fit,
yeah,
and that is worrying me. Have you seen him run back when he's tired? But
yeah,
I can't have
yeah,
that when Haaland is bombing. And but I can't have that. I need somebody who is,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. But sorry
yeah.
for cutting
No,
you
I
to
hear
say
you,
that.
and
Carry on, my guy.
yeah, no worries, man. And I fully understand where you're coming from, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And I wasn't
yeah.
alluding to the point that we should still rather start Regulon than
Oh, okay.
Lindelof in that position, because I do agree with you that Regulon is not looking 100%. So in actual fact, I would actually rather go with Amrabat in that left back position. To be honest, I would rather go Amrabat, Maguire, um, Varane, and Dalot. I would trust that more than anything else. I still feel putting Lindelof there in the left back position will be a big mistake against City, because
Yeah.
he hasn't been playing that position well, and he has only got away with it because of been playing smaller teams. But I do believe up against City, there will be way too much confusion between Lindelof and Maguire and Onana. That diamond, that triangle in that left hand side, the passes between those three, I'm not confident with it. I
But
am not confident with it at
the
all
most,
because
the most
Maguire
ball.
makes
Uh-huh.
panic passes. Maguire makes panic passes when he's under pressure, and the same thing with Lindelof. And Maguire, we know
No,
that he
I
is going to be
disagree.
making back passes. He's going to be making
Lindelof
back
is one of
passes
our
to
best ball playing CBs with the ball at his feet. Lindelof is one of the best at United defenders.
when he's in that center back position. When he's
No,
going to be playing up against the byline in that left position, he's going to be looking for Onana or he's going to be looking for Harry Maguire, who are going to be the closest players to him. And those passes are going to get intercepted. They are going to get
I,
intercepted. I trust Regulon in that left position to get the ball and think forward. I don't trust Lindelof to get the ball in that left hand position under pressure to
I
think
do.
of a forward pass,
I do.
because Regulon would even
I
cut
trust
sideways
Lindelof.
to look for
Yeah.
that long pass. Lindelof, he's going to pass back to Onana, and Onana might pass it back to Maguire or ping it, or he might ping it out. But that triangle in that left corner with Onana, Maguire, Lindelof, I don't trust it. And I would rather
I
have Onana start. I'd rather have Reguilon that left thing, which obviously leaves a dilemma because I don't know if we got Casemiro for this City match, if he's available past his suspension, or I don't even know if he's physically fit for this because obviously he had that injury that he's still nursing. So starting Amrabat in that position obviously leaves a problem in our midfield. Now, obviously, I was gonna suggest okay, we could start Kobe Mainu, but again, he's not fit to play 90 minutes. And
it's too
to your
early.
point that you made the other
No,
day,
no, no.
bringing in bringing in these boys against big matches is never a good idea. So obviously, which
And it's
leaves
too
us
early
with
for Kobe.
Scott McTominay. It's too early for Kobe, especially in a game like this, which obviously leaves even more fewer options to us to work with because Ericsson obviously can't be playing at his best for the whole 90 minutes. So now we're looking at players like Scott McTominay maybe pairing up with Mason Mount or whatever. But I think my point is, if Ten Hag is gonna go with the same starting 11 he's been using for the past 2 games, I think it's gonna be a huge mistake because we haven't been playing well and we've been getting away with the result because we've been playing lesser teams. This starting 11 with McTominay is not gonna work in that center defensive midfield. Yes, he's been put there on paper and been playing up front, leaving that gap in the middle for Amrabat to like sort up for himself. But again, it has worked because it's been against the lesser teams. Like you said, there's gonna be Rodri in that midfield. There's going to be Jack Grealish, Phil Foden, all these hard hitting players, Alvarez, whatever. He's not gonna be able to handle them alone, and we can't afford Scott McTominay being in that team not contributing to defensive duties. You understand? So going with that same starting 11 is going to be a problem. So the way I see it is that we're either going to get the exact starting 11 because Ten Hag's going to be stubborn as usual, or we're going to see the most unorthodox starting 11 because I feel that he will go Amrabat left back to solidify that back four, and then that midfield is just going to look like a Frankenstein monster.
You know what's funny? I don't get putting Amrabat at left back and he's a right-footed player. It's the same thing as putting Lindelof there. What's the point?
Yeah,
You
I
understand? And
get
if
I get there's no I
yeah,
get there's no point, but he's done it.
yeah,
I'm
yes,
just going off what he has already done.
yeah,
I'm not going off logic.
he did that when
I'm going
Lindelof
off
was
what
not
he has done.
fit. Remember, he put he put
Yes.
he put Amrabat when Lindelof was not fit, when we had no full back. But we do. We have got
Yeah.
4 or 5
Yeah.
defenders that can play that game. So there's no need for him to put
Yeah.
Amrabat in that left back position. The only people that should be playing in
Yeah.
that left back position are Lindelof and Regulon. Finished. And if maybe Tyrell Malacia is
Yeah.
there or whatever, you shouldn't try and do funny stuff again.
Yeah.
Putting Amrabat there
Oh yeah,
is
he's
now,
back to training as well.
yeah, putting Amrabat there is weird because now who's going to help destroy that midfield? Because we are not sure about Casemiro. We're not sure. We don't trust Scott McTominay, Bruno. We don't know about what's
Yeah.
going on with Mason Mount. We know that Eriksen is going to play. Eriksen doesn't have the legs
Yeah.
to deal with the Man City midfield. It
Exactly.
will be
Exactly.
blasphemy if he puts Amrabat at left back. That's him shooting
Yeah.
himself. You understand? And with
Yeah.
regards to, like, I don't want to go back and forth with it, but I honestly think Lindelof is one of our best ball playing defenders. I really, really
Mm.
do. On with the ball at his feet, he's the most calm. He's the most zen. Look back, think back. He doesn't make panic passes like Maguire and stuff. Now, I do understand your concern that having Maguire and Onana, that thing just brings back trauma, which is very, very true. That is a possibility to happen, a very, very high possibility. But then now it all comes back to how do we choose to look at this game? You know what I mean? Like,
Mm.
are we going to go in there
Mm.
with
Mm.
fear that these guys are going to do this? Like, even with Harry Maguire busy turning a corner in terms of footballing, whatever. But we are playing Man City,
Yeah.
and when we mentioned that Man City might be the team to expose us, to expose all these guys who are saying, "Hey, sit down, haters," Nana, Maguire, they could expose us,
Mm.
but
Mm.
I am still worried about Regulon. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why. I don't know why. Because I don't see the point. Like, if he's going to come in and come off, I'd rather him be a super sub. I'd rather him be somebody that comes in and finishes off the game on a high. Keep on trying to create chances because we always tend to be more attacking towards the last minutes of the game. So a couple of his whips in, those runs and putting, they might. But him starting the game and then he fades. And at the same time, he's dealing with the likes of either Bernardo Silva or Grealish and Haaland and yeah, 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 yeah.
All right.
My biggest worry
Nah,
is the midfield, our midfield,
yeah.
because no, I lie. I lie. The biggest
Okay.
the biggest problem is our front three, but I'm also worried
Yeah.
about our midfield because our midfield,
Yeah.
they're doing an okay game, like they're doing an okay job right
Yeah.
now. Our only problem is that
Yeah.
people are not scoring. But then if we are
Yeah.
dominated in the midfield, by City, then there's no way these guys will create chances
Yeah.
for our front three. You see? So it's
Yeah.
just like a chain reaction
Mm-hmm.
thing. So it's like, man, I don't know. I don't know. That's why we
Yeah.
started off this podcast talking about the feeling, the energy, what
Yeah. Yeah.
Derby
Yeah.
brings. Because when you
Yeah.
now break it down, you start to realize the problems and the vulnerabilities and everything, and it can really put you off,
Yeah.
you know? So,
Yeah.
but we're fans. We're fans, though.
Yeah. 100%. And with that being said, um, what's your predicted starting
11.
11? Obviously, we haven't had the presser yet, we haven't had any confirmation, but what's your sort of inclination towards, who's going to start
Um,
for United?
Bruh, unfortunately, I think it's going to be the same. Um,
Yeah.
the way I would like to see the starting 11, and I don't know why I keep seeing it like this. Onana at the back,
Yeah.
Lindelof left back, Maguire left back center back, Varane right back center back, Dalot. That's our back
Yeah.
five. In the midfield, for some reason, I see Ericsson and Scott McTominay and Bruno because I don't know what's going
Yeah.
on with Mason Mount. I really don't
Yeah.
know. Like, and then there's no way they're going to
Mm.
put Kobe Mainoo in this game. There's no way they're going to put Van der Beek in this game. There's no way they're going to put Dan Gore in this game. So those are what.
So what about Amrabat?
So here's the tricky
So you're
thing.
saying Amrabat?
No,
So you're
no,
saying
no, no.
Amrabat
Sorry,
on the
sorry.
bench. You're
No, no, no.
saying
Sorry.
Ericsson, Scott
I
McTominay.
completely forgot about Amrabat because they
Yeah.
substituted him off, and I was like, I don't know why I was in that mindset. Sorry. So in that midfield,
Yeah.
Ericsson, Amrabat, and Bruno. But I wouldn't be surprised if they put Scott McTominay. So Ericsson might bounce.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He
Yeah.
might keep that pivot of
Mm.
Amrabat and then try to use Bruno and Scott McTominay as the tens or whatever, like the eights to go and bomb forward. He might do that.
Yeah.
But for this one, I'm gonna go Amrabat, Ericsson, Bruno,
Okay.
right? And then our front three, obviously,
Yeah.
that one that we obviously know it's going to be, will never change. I don't like it, but it is what it is. Left, Rashford, up top, Boyland, right, Anthony. I don't like that front three. I don't. It's pissing me off. It's making
Yeah.
me
Yeah.
hate my club, or it's making me be
Yeah.
negative because fuck, man, I can't deal with it. I can't be looking at other wingers for other teams performing week in, week out, creating things that you can see, like,
Yeah.
and our boys, it's just nothing. Dololo. Nah, I'm not
Yeah.
having it. I'm not having it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I know that's
Yeah.
our
Yeah.
preferred front three, but I would love to see Martial
Mm.
because Martial tends to do well against Man
Yeah.
City. All right, D, but what about you? What's your starting lineup? How does your starting lineup look like?
So I think mine's similar to yours, more of the same. I absolutely believe he's gonna go for the exact starting 11. No
How you
changes.
mean with
Regulon left
uh-huh.
back. Yeah, centre back pairing Maguire, Varane, Dalot, Onana, McTominay,
Amrabat?
um, Amrabat, Bruno, the front three, Rashford, Rasmus, Anthony. And the reason why I'm saying this is because Scott McTominay seems to be our most fittest player in the
I'm
squad,
telling you.
you know, and sort of like the most on form player, if you know
Yeah.
what I mean. So I believe he's going to get 90 minutes. I don't even think he's going to get removed. I think the players that are probably going to get removed are, which is Anthony, um, Regulon, Rashford, and maybe
Rashford will
Maguire.
be removed
You know,
later.
but late, definitely later. Probably see Ericsson get substituted early, in the
I would
second
want him to
half
start.
for Anthony, and yeah, you'll probably see. So when he gets removed for Anthony, Bruno is probably gonna go to the right, Scotty to number 10, and then Ericsson and Amrabat holding the CDM position. That's the way I see it. The early substitutes, and then later on, Rashford off, Martial on. Depending on how Rasmus plays, Rasmus could also come off for Martial, just like in the Champions League. I think that's what happened, if I'm not mistaken. And then you'll probably see Reguilon coming off for Lindelof or for Johnny Evans.
But you put him in. You put
Again, just
Regulon
depending
in
on
your
how the
starting
game
lineup.
goes. But yeah, I did. That's why I said he'll come off
Okay.
for Varane. So sorry, for Lindelof.
Okay.
Sorry,
Okay.
he'll come off for Lindelof. Yeah.
All right.
Depending on how the game goes, again, just to like secure, that back four or the defense. But yeah, man, that's my starting 11, and I'm gonna go ahead and predict my score.
What is it?
I know what I've said in this episode. I know, and I know a lot of people are probably thinking, he's not supporting United. He's just always negative, always coming with this wang. It's a derby. I've always predicted United to win on a derby day. Even in the past, when I used to bet for United. Even though I knew deep down we're probably going to lose, but it's a derby, and I'm going to go for us winning, and I'm going to go for a 2-1 victory for United.
Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. How about you?
I see a 2-1 victory to City.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. It's weird because this whole episode I've been like advocating for where there's no chance we're gonna win, and you've been advocating for, hey man, we could go and there pull a winner, and then score prediction is like, yeah, I think we'll win, and then score prediction, you're like, nah.
That's the beauty. That's the beauty of
Hey,
what we've got here, bruh.
We are.
I'm telling you.
It's like we're taking the piss. I'm sure our audience are like, "What are you guys on?
Yo,
what crack did you smoke this morning?"
But they get it
because we honestly thought that
they absolutely get. They understand exactly where our minds are at and why. I'm sure there are people that understand why I picked City to win, and also there are people that understand why you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Exactly.
I have to give my reasons for why I think it'll be 2-1 to them.
Yeah.
Like I think we'll sneak in a goal, maybe a penalty, one of those,
Yeah.
But City will score from open play.
Yeah.
They will make the game difficult for us. They'll probably score first, and it'll be difficult.
Definitely.
And then something controversial will happen. Maybe we'll get a penalty, 1-1, and then City will just run away with it. Something. That's how I'm seeing it. I'm not taking a shot at United. They just need to fix the front three. Get better people to come in and challenge. Then we can. True. Then you give me the reason to say, you know what? Maybe to be 2-2, not 2-1, 2-2.
Yeah.
And then you take it from there. But it's so funny the way we just did like a.
Yeah. Did the switcheroo, man. Did the switcheroo. But any last remarks?
Man.
Before we close
I just want these guys to go and do the business.
All right.
You know what I mean? That's all we want them to do all the time. It's what they.
Yeah. No, I hear you. No, it's all. Yeah. It's all well and good, man. So, thank you guys for listening. Tomorrow we're gonna give an update after the presser. Unfortunately Benito won't be in the studio tomorrow, so I'll be holding down the fort. I'll be giving you guys the updates on the presser and you know what I mean, and maybe give you guys something different from what I predicted. Maybe there's something from that presser that'll make me change my mind. Maybe it'll go from a 2-1 to a 3-1 victory. I don't know. You know what I mean? But I'll try to switch it up. Maybe I'll even have something on YouTube. Maybe, you know what I mean, to give a sum down or of what popped. But anyway, with that being said, thank you guys for listening to this episode of the Glory Reds podcast. You can catch us on all your favorite podcast and streaming platforms or Glory Reds FC. Catch y'all guys later. Peace.